Who do you want on the next TMS Rebirth? Hello everyone, I'm Phoebe. And I'm Sheepy. And we're here to answer the question and respond to who do you guys want in the audience on TMS Rebirth? Our first shout is by Stitch Lover 43574, Maze USA. I agree that Maze was not robbed, but it was a very hard episode and he has got a really good voice. However, we have one major problem adding him to TMS Rebirth if there was a second season. He has only one performance. That means we will have problems getting performances and all that. That's why the original rule was with the placement, because with the placement there will be enough performances. But as long as they've got, say, 4 or 5, we should be okay. So that means Maze USA is probably not going to ever make the cut, unfortunately. But who knows, a community post show like Mermaid, who was also eliminated that episode, might get a good chance. Next up is Snowflake. She is our squirrel, so if you're not following her, I highly recommend and suggest you should do that, because she is amazing. She has 2 for us to crack, so let's crack on the easiest one to talk about, and that's Gargoyle US first. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I don't like Gargoyle. Yeah, she prefers Skrill. And honestly, I think the bell was absolutely a waste, because the following episode you had Fairy and Jackalope, and to be honest, the bell should have been used on one of them instead. But there's nothing we can do about it now. I'm not upset with Gargoyle, and I probably would let Gargoyle in. But again, he hasn't got enough performances. Season 9 was an absolutely terrible season, and I think that's in the community. So it's actually really hard to do season 9 or season 8 if they've only lasted 1 or 2 episodes. And the other one, which I'm going to translate into English by Snow, because I don't speak Spanish, is Egg Spain. This is the first time we've ever considered someone from Spain on TMS Rebirth. But I suppose it can work if you've seen Andrew, TNY and Pumpkin. Yeah, we can add Spain. The only thing is if we can get hold of the performances. Because I don't think they copyright. But I do think that you need to get hold of the performances, which they aren't always online. But it is a good show, and we might consider Spain in the future, if we can get hold of enough performances. But Egg is a really, really good shout. In fact, we never thought about Spain before, so it definitely is something to consider. The next one is from Barry Boys. Again, one of our VAs of Flamingo. Go and check him out if you haven't already. And I will group both of his suggestions into one bit, because they were eliminated in the exact same episode, I believe. Oh, okay. And we're talking about Rabbit USA or Lion USA. Honestly, both really good shouts. But because the way we do it, they both won't get into a season. And that is because we don't have 2 from the same season in the same season of TMS Rebirth. The point is, if possible, they don't know each other because it's all around the world. So if we do include some from the same country, they make sure we're from different seasons. And if we do try and separate them into groups. Obviously, this doesn't always work, for example, Wolf and Kasumi. But we use that towards them and we don't really change anything. So, in summary, Lion and Rabbit both have a really, really good chance. But there is strengths and weaknesses, which one out of the 2 we would pick. Lion has longer performances within the range we like to use, which is 110 and 210. However, most people prefer Rabbit. However, Rabbit's got 1 or 2 performances that are under the 110, so it might be quite hard to use them. But we can counteract that because most people who probably voiced a Rabbit counterpart would probably IRL, so it could work. And most people prefer Rabbit, but I prefer Lion. So it will take a bit of consideration which one is picked out of these 2, but chances are they both definitely won't get in, but one might. Next up, it's Namas Mini. And I'm going to take some assumptions because it just says astronaut. So we're going to assume you mean astronaut US. US Season 3, you do always get a lot to work with. Like we chose Wolf, but there is definitely a lot to work with. Even though I do really like Night Angel, and I know a lot of people really don't like Night Angel. Night Angel is actually not very talked about in this season, but there is a lot to work with. Mostly because Season 3 in the US was stupidly long. You have probably enough performances to go around. Yeah, from 8 for higher, they've got 5 or more performances, and that also includes Astronaut. So Astronaut does fit really well. It might annoy Alex Mason if we include him, but it is our channel, we can technically do what we want. But we do consider possibly including more of that Season 3 in the future. And it is a really good shout, because Astronaut, even I was surprised Astronaut got sick. A lot of people I do want to thinking, but I know I got people in my family that do really like Astronaut. And like I knew someone specifically when I was watching it in the UK, because I had it spoiled because that's how the UK works. And I know she really liked Astronaut, so I might consider it. Right, we're moving on to the most popular suggestion by AJ Gattigirl, otherwise known as Ali and Guardian Angel, Kyle Ugando, and many others. Is it the California Rolls? Yes, we're talking about the California Rolls. We all know that the California Rolls probably should have won that season, but we all knew Season 9 of the US was absolutely atrocious. Yeah, however, TMS Rebirth good candidates. They definitely fit the bill, but they have way too long performances or above the recommended, so I'll have to cut them down, which ain't too bad because I'll be doing that with Hedgehog voice, which is Hatter. I'll have to do that anyway. The other major problem is there's 5 of them. We're gonna have to come up with a decent costume for 5 people. And as you know, for group masks, we don't like repeating masks or anything like that. So we'll have to individually draw 5 masks and then get 5 people to voice them. We might consider it, but it will be a lot of work if they definitely truly deserve TMS Rebirth treatment, which they do. Sheepy, we got Jacob the Sushi Guy with a lot of requests, so are you ready to go as quick as we can? I'll try. I'll take one, you take the next, and we'll do it that way. Okay. Russian Dolls. Again, very good choice. Nice harmonies. I do like the groups, but then again, we've got a lot of masks to draw if we do the Russian Dolls, but not as many as California Rolls. Yeti. Yeti is a good choice. Season 5 was same as Black Swan or Kasumi. We could definitely use Yeti in the future. Peacock, assuming US Season 1, a good choice, an amazing costume. However, if we consider using American Season 1, out of the options we have, Peacock's probably my least favourite option because I think he robbed other people than going for the first. Kebab! Well, technically he won a hand on TMY, so no, probably not. Mullet, I'm absolutely for Mullet. Mullet is an underrated mask. My opinion is that he didn't rob anybody, so I would absolutely consider and using Mullet in a second season if one happens. Snapdragon! Well, Snapdragon probably should have won, but actually we prefer Mirrorball. But I see the popularity in Snapdragon. Very overrated mask, so maybe not. Crab, again, not enough performances. Thingamajig, great voice. Season 2 is a good one to pull out from, but I do think there might be slightly better options than Thingamajig. But Thingamajig is definitely one we can consider. Robo Bunny is a huge shout. Very, very original mask in our season and definitely one to consider. However, it's then coming up with a costume that Robo Bunny would work for, but I would take the challenge. Monster UK! Interesting choice, because Monster UK kind of played like multiple different voices for the same guy. So we could use him, but then again, he's coming out with a costume, but I'm sure we will make it work. Monster New Zealand. Definitely. At first I thought it was Magic Monster, but he's already in Hand on TMY, and then I realised he had 2 masks of a monster over 2 seasons. Monster and Magic Monster. Monster is definitely controversial, but we need controversial and more underrated masks for the season to work. So Monster is definitely a good shout, just like Magic Monster was.
Jellyfish UK! No, because that's actually Amber Riley who did win. I don't think she needs a second chance.
Jellyfish US could work, but I do think Jellyfish US is slightly overrated, but it definitely could work, especially the fact she was an athlete, and I feel like we could make a story on that, so I will be open to use Jellyfish US.
Blue Penguin? One hand drawn TMY Season 3? Well, absolutely not because of that.
Retro Robot, not enough performances,
And Praying Mantis, not enough performances. That was a lot.
And we got another big one coming up.
Oh no!
Okay, we're gonna do this the same way.
Sure.
Don't worry, the list is a bit smaller.
Okay.
Mushroom US, definitely good shout. Definitely can play kind of like what Flamingo does because it's a kind of like a cross-dressing, but we can absolutely work with this.
Bull! Bull overrated, but Bull absolutely probably should get a second chance at TMS Rebirth, kind of like Black Swan.
Seahorse US, one hand drawn TMY, that was Galaxy Girl.
Microphone AU, well, we did talk about bringing back Rochelle Williams in one of her voices because she technically hasn't won, and it definitely is something she would take part in. Maybe not Microphone AU's voice, but Michelle Williams, absolutely.
In fact, she almost made season 1.
Yep, but she was caught last minute.
Medusa New Zealand definitely could be one to consider. I know people like her and she did become 3rd. That is definitely one we could consider quite well.
Foxy Lady Belgium. We did want to include someone from Messing Belgium in the second season if there ever was. So Belgium is definitely a good shout. Foxy Lady is a very good voice. The only thing is using Foxy Lady is a pun on something that will be hard to replicate. Because we don't want to draw something like that, but I'm sure we might be able to find a way around it.
Robo Bunny UK, we've just talked about.
And finally, Phoenix UK. Definitely a good shout. Definitely unique because it has more of a swing tone. Probably should have been eliminated earlier, but Phoenix UK is a good shout because Phoenix UK did pull it off very well right at the end.
There were some good suggestions, Potato785. And that concludes the most heated video probably on this channel.
Yeah, we tried to stay impartial, but this has definitely said our controversial opinions.
Yeah, especially on the mullet didn't rob anybody thing. Yikes.
Yeah, you definitely hammered some people's opinions.
But as I say, I'm respectful of your opinion. In fact, if you've got any more suggestions, let us know in the comments.
We will reply to you and explain why and why not that might not be a good suggestion.
But we have had some really good suggestions.
We're not saying TMS Rebirth will ever come back, but definitely good suggestions are one to consider. As I said, let us know if you got any ideas, and as long as you're respectful of everyone's opinions, including our slightly heated one, we will happy to reply and hear it.
For now, let's wait to the next episode, which hopefully will be out soon, but that obviously depends on our current VAs. But for now, thank you for watching. Hope you have a good day.